Hey Anonymai, I thought I would do a fun little coin roll hunting video for you. I have recently purchased a few BU wheat penny rolls on Facebook groups and then one on eBay. And I found a pretty interesting one, a better year and mint mark. This is a 1951S, original bank wrapped BU red roll. This is not a bank wrapped roll, but this roll was kept together from an original roll and put in a tube to maintain a longer lifespan and stabilize and protect the coins. So this was an original roll, and here it is. It's together. This is kind of a tougher year to find in roll format. It's not impossible, but it's a little tougher. And I found it for a screaming price, and I went for it. So I'm going to do like I've done in past videos and lay these out by what I think the grades are. My benchmarks, especially for the top tiers here, 67, 66, 65. I have a 1954S in MS66 red to compare. And I have a 1955S in MS66 red to compare as well. So that'll be my over-under. And we're going to go through these and see what we can find. I could use an improved one for my album, so maybe I'll swap one in for that. The one I have in my album is red, but it might not be quite as nice as these. So let's go through. I'll take a look. I'll batch them for you. And then if we have anything interesting, I'll throw it up on the scope and we'll go through it that way. So stick with me and I will do a wrap-up. Alright, Anonymai, here are the results. This was not a blazing roll. It's rather typical of some of the early 1950 S's. What I've heard is that they used a special type of grease that gave them not great color. They don't store quite as well. These are not bad coins. I'm not complaining about the coins. I like this roll, and I think it's a cool roll to have. But I didn't see any MS67s or even 66s, I don't think. I will swing you over and show you on the scope some interesting things that I found. There were a lot of, not a lot, there were a lot of fingerprinted coins from somebody that handled these probably 30 years ago. And there were some without it, which was nice. There were some spots, but they weren't like moisture spots. They were those kind of grease spots that are characteristic of these years. There were a lot of them that were struck very softly, and there were a lot of them that were, not a lot, there were several that were struck very well, or you could tell that the die had been recently polished and it had a better strike. So I'll flip you over to the scope and show you just a few of the interesting coins. Okay, Anonymai, so this is what a lot of the average coins look like in the MS64 range, 63, 64. The luster is not great. It was a satiny kind of strike on a lot of these. The S mint mark, this one was a pretty light strike. A lot of them had a lot of texture to the S, almost like the die was kind of worn out. You can see there's almost no detail in the beard. Leading up into the ear, there's a little bit of ear definition, but not much. Getting into the hair, there's not much. It's pretty flat. So this is one of the, I pulled this out as kind of an average example of what this roll was like. It wasn't bad, but this is not a grader. This is not something you get excited about and send in for grading. Okay, let me show you a couple of the nicer coins. This is one of the better strikes. You can see there's a lot more detail in the bow tie. The ear definition is great. The hair definition is much better. There's some texture in the beard. You can see definition in the nose, mouth, eyes, eyelids, the hair on the top of Lincoln's head, and the fields even have a uniform texture going north and south. And that's probably from a die polishing. So that looks really good. Yeah, another one kind of like that right here. And you know, it's probably a little borderline, but I think these are MS65s. These scopes are a little unforgiving with the harsh lighting, um, so don't overjudge those little discolored spots. Those are bright white LEDs exposing every little flaw. Here's the reverse. Not bad. Kind of same thing. It looks good. Looks like maybe a dye polishing and a little bit of wear. Not wear. A little bit of a poor strike up on the O and the number 1. That's on a lot of Wheaties. That's not just this roll. And then one of the more interesting things in the roll, we have a cool struck through. So you can see right here in the 51, we got some struck through grease. Big blob right there. The coin itself is not spectacular, but it's a cool struck through error, so I thought I'd show you. But that's it for this roll. I think I'll rob one of the better ones out, put it in my album, and then put my other red one back in here and put it back to a 50 coin roll. But click that like button, subscribe. Let me know if you like these Wheatie hunts, and I'll keep doing them. If you don't like them, let me know. I'll focus on other things like coin roll hunting and things like that. So hit the like button, subscribe. We will see you guys in the next video. Happy hunting.